Yeah, I'm going to mimic most of what my fellow panelists, and also even throughout the week, I think a lot of great information has come through, and I think it's kind of it's a consistent message, I think, for the whole week and everything that we've all been talking about, and even integrating with we're more than happy to integrate with each other as well too. There's a lot of really nice features and really great things that everybody else has provided as well too. And I think when you look at Insearch, we're software first, so you can basically consider it as a vehicle to house all of this other information. So if you don't use us for the graphics configurators, things like that, you can still consider somebody else, and we can actually bring that in, and that's how we built our platform with Insearch. So really, I think the main goal here, I already introduced Insearch a little bit here, but I think the main goal is to, speaking to John's point earlier as well, is not only empowering the home buyer, but empowering your sales and design agents as well too with the software. So not only does the software embed on your website and lets the buyer engage on their own time, but then when they do come into the sales centers and design centers, they're also using that exact same software. So your sales team, your design team is using the same software that the home buyer is already familiar with. So really the main difference there is the design agents are actually making the actual selections there. And when you integrate with like our other products with ECI and Mark Systems, all that information is now automatically getting pushed back into the ERP. So you can go on and create your POs, contracts, so on and so forth. So all of that is integrated together. And when you look at ECI globally, that's our main goal right now, is creating that full ecosystem. And I'll actually show just a quick example here. This is all the gray boxes. This is all of the ECI current products right now. So you have Mark Systems, and then you have Insearch and LotView and Lasso. Lasso is the leading CRM. What we've been working hard toward, especially this year, is integrating all these platforms. So when you create a lead in Insearch, it's automatically going into Lasso to let your sales team nurture them. It's also even creating prospects in the ERP, so you can actually assign that prospect to a lot and then move into the design center and make all those selections. So really creating all those connections, and then even on the outer sides there, the integrations with all of the other companies as well too. And kind of to that point, this is one of my favorite quotes. Content without intent is noise. Intent without content is decoration. So when you consider all that data, like if you have bad data, it's going to look bad to your home buyers. So you need to integrate all those together, make sure all of that information is accurate, and to some extent it puts the onus on purchasing as well too, to have that accurate data, because now we've been talking about transparency all week. Well, what does that mean? You need to have accurate pricing in order to be transparent. So all that information, and all it needs to connect together. And then again, this is kind of another example of all the different softwares that ECI houses. And actually, this slide is only 10% of what actually ECI has as a whole. So we have lumber and all that as well too, that we're actually working to integrate. So you can actually start incorporating your suppliers, and then you have your contractors, and everybody is all combined and all using the same information and same system. So just to recap real quick, specifically on the Insearch side, these are really the four main key points that we focus on and we strive to, that we're working towards. So I'm going to look at a specific example here with Mastercraft Builders out in Florida. So they had some specific challenges that they had. So when they came to ECI, they had some specific challenges with lack of real-time pricing. They had the siloed marketing, sales, and operations, which I had touched on a little bit earlier. And then also too, 60% of their market was out of state, so they had no way of reaching them. So effectively, when they did implement Insearch, they increased their market size by quite a lot. And then they were able to actually reduce those appointment times, and even the costly, having the buyers have to actually come in to have the meetings and everything, they reduce those times as well. So their solution, they're actually using Mark Systems, Lasso, and Insearch. So Insearch being the digital design center and sales side, Lasso the CRM, and Mark Systems that ERP. So what happened with that? The solution was, these are the results. This is the impact of what they had. So they increased their home sales. they turned their 3-day selection, it might be cut off a little bit, but they reduced their 3-day on-site selections down to 3 hours. So, and a lot of it has to do with when you look at when that person buys that house, and then you can email out that digital design center to them. They're able to sit at home on their own time and actually start making all their selections and everything. So by the time they do come into your studio, they know they like white cabinets, black hardware, but then you're still actually empowering that design agent to basically even upsell them and show them all those upgrades. So, ultimately that's going to actually increase the profits as well too. That's just a recap of everything. So ultimately they had 2.4 times more homes sold with better customer experience. So I'm going to show this. This is actually what some screenshots basically of their website previous to incorporating all the interactive tools. So a lot of you may be familiar with this. These cards still work really well, but on that bottom left-hand side, when you click that, what you got was a static PDF of just a generic PDF. You didn't even have to fill out any information. A buyer could just be browsing and grab that information, and then they could just go on their way, and you can't really track them at all. So what we did is when we incorporated our interactive sales side, so we incorporated all the interactive site maps and then also into the interactive floor plans, incorporating pricing and everything like that. So what you're seeing here is if somebody were to go on your website and then they go through the site, they can actually go through and then configure their plan. You can actually see the pricing is incorporated, the mortgage calculators are incorporated. I'll take a quick step back here, and we've talked about the competition is not really your fellow builders now, it's the used housing market. Well, I'll even add to that too, and you're competing with how consumers buy everything else as well now too. So they want that Amazon buying experience. They want to have all this information in front of them. I understand it is scary to reveal all your pricing and everything, and we talked about transparency and everything as well. But the nice thing with our software too is you can actually turn the pricing off and you can run it for a month and then see what that did, and then you can turn it back on, and then you can so you can actually play with all the different features and everything, turning them off and on, and see and actually look at the analytics and see what works best, and actually see what products are.
And you guys have witnessed
selected,
the A/B testing on that stuff, and you would say the prices should be shown.
100%. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I mean, we're seeing 40.
So you're offering this option for people who aren't yet willing to face the truth, that people want to see the price, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we've talked about it. I mean, it's a process. Like you need to have accurate data and everything as well too. So it's kind of a holistic approach.
Yeah.
You
don't want to put forward prices that you don't have certainty about.
Yeah.
Got it.
And I think too, when you look at it as well too, so especially when we connect with the ERP, it went really spec heavy. But when you incorporate all that into the front-facing software, the buyer's still getting a ton of information. When they click on a lot and they go to customize, well, that plan is going to be already configured to what's being built and what products and everything are actually in that house. So they actually get a really good idea. They can still see what that mortgage is going to cost for that specific house and everything.
Good.
So this was their digital design center before. So it was basically just a list of features that they had on there. So
what was it? It was a PDF that downloaded off the website.
You can't even actually download it. It was just on the website. So, so this is their design center now. So we focus on for the main thing that we do is we categorize everything by room first and then category. And the main reason that we do that is when you email this design center out, you're not supervising the buyer as much anymore. So that initial interaction, when you send this out, they can almost fumble their way through the house now. They can click on the kitchen. Now they know they're not going to see the 2,000 lights or whatever that you guys offer. They're going to see the specific pendants that are offered in that kitchen, so they can make a selection, and then they can move forward from there. And our
Are they
system
prepackaging it, or is it just select from the long list?
We don't actually see, most of our clients don't package. We see a little bit of both.
This is an interesting debate,
It is.
To package or not. And last year we had Gina from KB here, and they have limited selections. They don't package.
Yeah.
So it's an ongoing choice I guess, and it would be
Yeah.
great to have some rules around when to package and when not to, but
Yeah.
maybe we can work on that together, because since everyone wants to collaborate
Yeah.
at the table.
And I would argue too that the Design Center software allows you to not have to package either, because you're easily able to now display all those different options. We have clients that have, they have 5,000 different countertops, and
Yeah.
it's just
The only question
having
is whether the buyer gets just overwhelmed by too much choice. I don't know. How do you
Exactly,
feel
yeah.
about that? Because you have the advantage of being a lab, because you do the technology for yourself and your builder clients locally there as well. So
I would say most buyers, there are buyers that want a package. There are those types of buyers that walk in and they want to be able to pick from A, B, or C, and it's all curated, and there's that type of buyer. But there's an awful lot of buyers out there that they want to pick every single option in their home. This is their new home. They're excited about it. And so they want software that you can go through and pick everything out. So.
you can weigh in.
Let the buyers decide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why should we decide for our buyers? We don't know. They do. Ask them.
Yeah.
Okay. We offer packages. If they want packages, they can do packages. You know how many people take packages? 0.
Well, Mike,
If they
Mike
want to
likes-
change this, they want to personalize this. I like the package, but
Mike Moore likes to say, "Their ugly is better than your beautiful." So I mean, I guess.
I think the other thing with packages too is what I've found on our design side is you go in with the packages and you're limiting these selections with all the supply chain issues that we've had inevitably halfway through with packages. Then you start to have issues with some of those items being selected because you're going to have limited supply, and so then you're having to change the packages and make substitutes, and then you've just turned it into a nightmare.
How are we doing on your slides there,
Good.
Ryan?
We're just about done here. Just to round it out here. So when the buyer does come into the design center and they're sitting with the design agent, they're able to create those build sheets. So our build sheets have all the images and everything as well. So we're actually finding our build sheets landing out in the field, because now that specific lot, you can actually, the supplier or the sub can actually see, that the black faucet was selected, or so you're minimizing mistakes there too. Right hand side, that's actually the direct push that we have that created with Mark Systems. So that pushes straight into the addendums, which then moves on to your POs, contracts, all that stuff as well too. I'll just finish off real quick with another quick example of a client's website. So this is Esperanza Homes. Our software is embedded right within the page, so you can see this here. And then you can actually see in a second here our exterior configurator in here as well too. So when that buyer's done making all their selections, they can actually go and go into the configurator, and everything's housed right within that software. So everything's right in front of the buyer. We have a gadget section that we have on the right-hand side that you can have your virtual tours and all that in there. And we even see lender websites. Buyers or builders are wanting to put lenders' websites on there, so when they click into it in our software, they can actually get pre-approved right off of the page as well too. So they can go through there and everything's right in front of them. So I'll skip that one here. And here's just a couple examples of how a couple of our clients are actually leveraging our software within the sales centers too. So they have the kiosks. And then the right-hand side there, that's one of our clients that use our design center. So they run our design center off of a tablet and then project it to a TV, and the client sits on that left-hand side. Behind them, there's actually a 3,000 square foot physical design center as well too. So our software shows you all the faucets. They have a set of faucets that give you that tactile feeling of a black, a chrome, a satin, whatever it is. So you still get that tactile feeling, but then you ultimately make that selection within the software.
Very cool.